TalesFromYourServer, episode 23. Boss gets roasted by Mr. Smiley. I know that none of you are going to believe this, but my boss at the small cafe and roastery I work at is pretty incompetent at working on the floor and serving customers, though still insists on saving money by doing so. It tends to be frustrating at best, though you get used to doing minimum 1.5 people's work and smiling about it. So the other day a customer walks in. Most of ours are regulars, but I hadn't seen him before. "Hello, Smiley." He greets me, and I take his card to start a tab for a meeting he's having, something we do pretty often. Fast forward, Mr. Smiley comes up to settle the bill. I'm under the pump making coffee and the boss is at the till checking the day's numbers. I see Mr. Smiley come up, so I lean over quickly to my boss. "This is table 17. It's all on hold, and the card is in the till, and get back to my run of coffee." The boss says back quote yep, then looks up to Mr. Smiley clueless. "Hi, how can I help you?" Mr. Smiley, wow, you really don't listen to her, do you? You're just muddling along, no idea what's happening, huh? Well, as she just said, it's table 17, it's on hold, and my card's in the till. My boss just got quiet and awkward and Mr. Smiley gave me a big wink over his shoulder. I might have given a big grin back. It was good, Reddit. It was good. Attentive parenting. One day while working as a busboy, I saw a little kid, maybe 3 to 4 years old, walking around to different tables, asking for some of what they were eating. Kid didn't look like he came from the streets or anything, actually was pretty well dressed. I'm minding my own business getting my job done, because it's a Friday night and we are pretty busy. I get to another table and I see the kid walking with a woman, so I figured that his mom found her and bringing her back to the table. Nope. Turns out the kid's mother was part of a big group that was sitting, drinking and laughing, but not noticing that her kid walked off, my guess, a good few minutes ago. The lady brings him back to the table with his mom and she says excuse me to the mother, but the entire table is oblivious to anything but their conversation. The lady taps the mom on the shoulder and she finally realizes there's a life outside of their convo. Do you think that the mother was happy that her child was brought back safe and sound? Maybe upset at her son for walking off? If you answered yes to either, wrong. Instead, just as the lady starts to explain what her son was doing, the mom immediately starts screaming at the lady for trying to kidnap and molest my son. "How dare you touch my son? You have no right touching my son." Everything. The manager hears the commotion and heads over to see what's going on. Anytime the lady tries to explain her side, the mother calls her a liar and won't let her speak. I'm keeping my distance from this, but know full well what happened, being I was cleaning up that area. Manager settles things down somehow, then goes to the back. I run back there and explained what happened from my side, which is exactly what the lady said. Sure enough, 2 minutes after things have settled, the kid ran off again and mother oblivious isn't the wiser. I tell the manager the kid ran off again. He walks the kid back to his table and the mother now tries to call him everything she was calling the lady. He said I'll pay for the kid's dinner, but I would strongly suggest you quiet down and pay attention to your son more, because he's disturbing other tables, while you ignore he even left. I find out that he doing it again, you'll all be out of here. I guess that she was never told no in her life, because she got up and left with her son. The rest of the group left and later I overheard them saying, "When is she going to get it?" Of course, they were no help when the kid was gone and I felt bad for the kid because he was treated more as an accessory than a person by his mom. That's not what I ordered. I currently have 2 service jobs, one at a dive bar and one at a semi-high-end restaurant that regularly hosts large corporate events. As you can probably guess, the 2 environments are very different. Anyway, I was working at the higher end place and there happened to be a dinner reservation for 25 people that night. I wasn't in charge of the table, but it's typical to help run food to big parties like this. My manager asks me to run 2 steaks, one with extra broccoli on the side, to the gentleman sitting on the left corner of the table closest to the kitchen. Pretty straightforward. I run the steaks and try to verbally confirm the order before setting the plates down. Both men look at me like I have slime oozing out of 4 eyeballs and tell me they definitely didn't order that. Alright, cool, I guess I misunderstood what my manager said. I go on to individually ask every person on the left side of the table if they ordered steaks. Negative. Now, I'm just really questioning my sanity and ability to follow instructions, so I move to the other side of the table, really just hoping someone here ordered a damn steak. Finally, my coworker in charge of the table emerges with more plates and starts gesturing to the 2 men I originally spoke to, saying the plates are for them. Here's how that conversation went. Me, sorry, I went to them first, but was told they didn't order steaks. Coworker, to them, hi, I took your order earlier, and believe you both had the medium rare steaks, one with extra broccoli? One of the guys, oh I guess I did order a steak. Me, and someone had extra broccoli? Other guy, well okay, maybe I did order extra broccoli. Me, \asterisk sets down plates, while trying to hide murderous rage, but probably failing OIL. I was already really busy with other tables and they wasted so much of my time by somehow completely forgetting what they just ordered. On top of that, they talked to me like I was a moron when I tried to bring them their food. The kicker? They weren't even drinking. The absolute drunkest of drunk patrons at my dive bar don't even pull that shit. I can't deal with people sometimes. Soulless bottom feeders, a cautionary tale. I'm here to relate the worst story that has happened inside a restaurant, probably ever. I was so mad tonight, I had to have a 5-minute bathroom stall mini freak out where I hid my vape, like it was giving me life, fantasized about quitting, and tried not to cry. So these 2 ladies came in wearing scrubs and escorting 2 very disabled adults in wheelchairs who couldn't talk, feed themselves, nothing. Mind you, the nurses looked somewhat suspect because one was wearing a black shower cap and the other one sandals, and like who wears that to work? IDK. Anyways, come to find out, the caregivers of these 2 disabled people had given them a fat stack of cash for the 4 of them to go out to eat a nice dinner that night. The 2 nurses ordered themselves pretty much everything on the menu and were the neediest fucks I've had in weeks. Everything was wrong. They sent me on so many ridiculous errands that I was neglecting my other 2 tables just to take care of their outlandish requests, and they kept stacking their piles of dirty dishes up on the vacant tables all around them. They had gotten the bill up over $120, and I thought I was about to be rid of them when they asked for duplicate copies of the check to show the disabled adult caregivers in order to prove they had really taken them out to eat. Then they ordered a dessert divided up 4 ways with 3 different kinds of fondue dipping sauces. I brought them 2 copies of the bill and went to the back to start making the dessert. I come walking out with it 5 minutes later, and who wants to guess what happened? They had fucking left, didn't pay their tab, took the bill to show to the caregivers of the disabled people, and stole the money they were given to take, said people out to eat. Why do people like this exist, and why doesn't God smite the fuck out of them? I got a verbal warning over it from my manager, and they made a clean jet away, no doubt laughing all the way. But listen, if I see you people walking the streets of Tampa, Florida anytime in the future, I will smack the nurse's smock right off your fat fucking body, and I don't care if I lose my job over it. And that is all. I did it. I can't remember if I saw the post here or somewhere else, but I saw a post not too long ago about guests sitting at dirty tables. It said that when guests sit at a dirty table, clear their plates and say, "Oh, I hope you enjoyed your meal. I'll have your server bring the bill right over." I work in a busy dive bar, so people sit at dirty tables all the time. Sometimes when we are extremely busy it's understandable, but last night it happened and we were fairly slow. Only about a third of our tables were occupied, and a couple decided to sit at the one dirty table right inside the door. I waited a few minutes and went over to clear the table and use the line from the post. Their faces were hilarious. I'm using that line from now on. It's the little things that keep me going. I'm inclined to settle this a different way. Long. Oh boy. Have you ever had a conversation with someone that is used to strong-arming others into getting their way, using intimidation and absolutes? This is one of those stories. Host equals H dick bag equals TB dick bag's wife equals W manager equals M. It's a typical Monday evening. Steady volume with a smattering of takeout orders flowing through. H takes an order, but forgets a no meat mod. Happens from time to time. Rings up the order for a total of $62 with the incorrect item costing $18. As soon as DB arrives, we're boxing up the food, pastas, pizzas, some apps, and immediately notice the no meat pizza has meat. Oops, well the oven literally cooks the refire in 2 minutes, so the ticket jumps the line and we are maximum 3 minutes out. The conversation between all parties continues as follows. Asterisk H approaches M asterisk H. UMM. DB said he wants a full refund. Can you talk to him? Asterisk M. Like. For the $18 pizza or the full $62 order? Asterisk H. The full order. Asterisk M approaches DB, who is still wearing his black mirrored sunglasses, inside. At 8 PM asterisk M. Good evening sir, sorry about the mix-up. We've got a refire working now, and you'll be out the door in about 2 minutes asterisk DB. Sounds good. Thanks asterisk M starts to walk away. Easy enough. Asterisk DB. Hey excuse me, what about the refund? Asterisk M. Oh my mistake sir. What kind of refund were you anticipating? Asterisk DB. Well seeing as you totally fucked up my order, I'd like my whole order refunded asterisk M. HMM alright. Let me see what I can do asterisk M goes to bar drawer and pulls $9 cash out, 50% of messed up item, and returns to DB with the corrected item in hand. 90 SECONDS asterisk M. Alright sir, here's your correct item. Again I'm really sorry for the slight inconvenience, so in order to reconcile the issue I'm inclined to provide you a 50% cash refund for the item asterisk DB. I said I wanted a full refund for the order asterisk M, and unfortunately this is all I'm able to provide at this time asterisk DB. It wasn't a question asterisk M. I understand. However I'm afraid this wasn't a discussion asterisk W. Asterisk GRABSTB I'm alright it's fine we're already running behind let's just go asterisk DB and W leave. 460 SECONDS asterisk DB returns to the host stand asterisk DB. Asterisk FUMING asterisk I'll just give you back all the food and you can give me my money back asterisk M. Sir, if that's the direction you'd like to proceed I'm happy to provide a full refund in return for the product. Like I said, in order to reconcile this mistake I'm inclined to offer a 50% discount on the item asterisk DB. I'm inclined to settle this a different way. We are running late because of you. Asterisk M. Sir, the mistopped item took an additional 3 minutes to make. We typically assume 5 to 10 minutes buffer on all takeout orders during peak volume, so we actually are running ahead of schedule for this order. If you would like to return the food for a refund, I would be disappointed, but happily give you cash back. Otherwise, please feel free to call or email me asterisk HANDS card if you would like to discuss this further asterisk DB. Asterisk MENACING smile I really hope to see you again around here asterisk M. Likewise. I'm here most days throughout the week. I hope you have a great weekend asterisk W pulls DB out the door. They sit in their car yelling for another 5 minutes then finally leave. Whether or not they were running late to begin with is questionable, but given their persistence on confrontation I'm sure they definitely arrived late afterwards. I wonder what they spent the extra $9 on. Edit. Patis matter thanks to /u/_loathed. Got hit by a car in my bike and managers yelled at me for not being 10 minutes early when I got to work. Really weird place I work now. I got threatened to lose hours if I didn't call ahead to tell them I'd be on time instead of 10 minutes early. They make everyone put their phone in a clear plastic box every shift, and when I got hit by a car on my bike and told them I'd be late because I was walking the rest of the way I was scolded for not calling earlier. I've never worked in a franchise compared to a corporate place. Edit. A woman got fired yesterday for not telling the manager she was going to the restroom and changing her tampon. The rat is at it again. I have posted about my shitty manager at the restaurant I work at. But for those of you who haven't seen my posts, I have an awful manager at my part-time restaurant job. She is unreliable, shady, and honestly pretty crazy. I don't use that term lightly. Anyways, I worked a few shifts this week and have the entire weekend off. I have been looking forward to this for many reasons. 1. I have work asterisk FOUR asterisk 16 nowadays, straight. 2. My puppy is sick, and I finally have the time to monitor him without any distractions. Well, about 5 minutes ago, 3:40 PM, I get a text from my manager. She tells me she made a mistake in one of the schedules. We have a paper schedule and an app that shows the schedule, and it will remind you of an upcoming shift. She tells me she did not put me in the app for tonight, but put me on the paper schedule. I was always taught that we must follow the app's schedule because it is most accurate. Anyways, she then tells me that she accidentally scheduled herself tonight and was offering her shift to me and tried to say it was technically mine. I would have absolutely no problem taking this shift, but I have an appointment right after the job I'm at now. I do not have time to find someone to care for my puppy, nor do I have the time to drive across town and back to grab my work clothes. These aren't the only issues with this problem. She also texted me less than an hour away from the shift. I told her the reasons why I couldn't take the shift tonight, which led her to freaking out on me. I'm usually wanting to cover someone's shift as long as I have a 3+ hour notice and I'm not busy. But in this case, and she only gave me a 1.5 hour notice. She tried to make me feel guilty about the shift and talked to me in a tone like it was my responsibility to take care of the shift, when in fact, it is not my problem. Ultimately she texted me saying, "Alright, I'll cover your shift," which I thought was extremely inappropriate, and I snapped back. I told her, "Sorry, but if you had been looking at the schedule all week and had known about this and told me about the mistake sooner, I'd be there. Have a good afternoon." I'm now waiting for a text from my supervisor any minute, because I could only imagine what rat said to my supervisor and amp. #X200B, TL. "Doctor, my manager tried to lie about a mistake in my schedule. I declined to take the shift, and she got upset with me. When management is worse than the customers." I work in a high-end yet casual bar and restaurant in the business district of a city. We get a pretty big brunch crowd, both reservations and a decent amount of walk-ins. I was working the first day, my third ever shift, of a very popular restaurant promotion that lasts 2 weeks, where customers get a Prix Fix menu at a steep discount and amp. #X200B. The manager never shows up, the bartender never shows up, and we don't have any Prix Fix menus. That means we can't accept cash, can't make alcoholic beverages, and don't have any fucking menus. We also have no host or runner. An hour after we open, and after being bitched out that people can't get their mimosas and Bloody Marys, the owner and a manager come in to help make things worse because they have no clue what's going on. I was supposed to leave after brunch, but of course, the evening server is sick, so I have to work a double and cancel dinner reservations. No thanks from the owner or manager, of course, and amp. #X200B. I have never rage quit anything in my life, but boy, it took everything I had to not piece the fuck out of their edit. Worse not worst. Ugh. Lapping the napkin. It's a standard at travel guide rated hotels, but does anyone actually want it? Hey all, long time lurker. I've thoroughly enjoyed all of the stories, but now I have a question and I suppose a discussion for all of you wonderful food ninjas. I work for a luxury resort, and one of the serving requirements for both the dining rooms and room service is lapping the napkin for the guest. The thing is, I've only ever seen management lap napkins for training purposes, and when servers offer, 99% of our guests refuse it. When I was first trained in room service, my manager placed the napkin on a guest's lap, and she looked mortified. Each and every time, it's a gesture that's always met with expressions that suggest it violates the guest's personal space. So, when serving guests, I always let them handle their napkins at their own pace. Apparently it's something that travel guides rate servers on. Personally, I think it's a standard that needs to die. People can lap their own napkins and certainly don't want a stranger going anywhere near their crotch. What do you all think of this? Is it required where you work? How do guests respond to the gesture? Should it be eliminated altogether? I'm a new server. Any advice for what to do when 4 to 5 tables are seated at the same time? I have read the tip to serve 2 tops first, since anything larger can take time to catch up. But tonight was my first night where consistently everyone was checking out and leaving at the same time, so I was faced with 4 to 5 tables ready for drinks and impatient. I handled it by taking everyone's orders and then putting it all in as a bulk, but that meant a solid 4 to 5 minutes at the pose and not being able to check on my other tables. Any tricks of the trade for this scenario?